We've headed down to Newbury today to interview none other than Arsenal and England legend David Seaman. Okay, we're back with Arsenal and England legend David Seaman. David, we last spoke at the fishing tournament, I believe.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Which was good, although I'm not sure you had too much success, but let's not bring that up. But
that was a little bit.
There was some. Not as much as you're used to, perhaps, in your playing career. But how have you been since then, and how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, nice to be back. I'm looking forward to this. I've also got a bit of fishing booked in as well, so I'm eagerly awaiting that. But we're coming off the back of a really frustrating weekend for Arsenal. But,
very much so. Arsenal
I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Let's waste no time. Yeah, Arsenal suffered their first league defeat of the season. Controversial circumstances surrounding the goal. The performance itself wasn't great, but the main talking points were the officiating decisions that took place. Really, I mean, even before the goal happened, we saw Bruno Guimaraes forearm smashing Jorginho on the back of the head. Yeah. VAR didn't think that deserved to be looked at, which was a surprise to me.
And even when I saw that, I was like, that's at least a yellow, and it's close to a red. Yeah. Because he deliberately puts his hand up.
There was no need.
And then there's one afterwards. I can understand the one after. So the one afterwards where he did get booked, I can understand what he's doing. He's like trying to hold off people, but you always run a risk that if you hold off people high and it's going to go around their neck or face, then you're in trouble. Yeah. But to be fair to that, like Havertz was lucky just before that as well.
I'll ask you about him.
With his sliding tackle and
deserved yellow. If he caught him with his leading foot, it could have been a red, but it was the training.
And it's the way that he jumped in as well. So you've got to be careful when you're leaving the ground like that. And I thought that he got away with it. I know he got a booking.
He put another tackle in similar not too long after, and I thought that could have been.
Yeah, but that was. I know he was trying to block it. He was trying to slide block. So it was nowhere near as violent as the first one. But Guimaraes was lucky as well.
Yeah, they were manhandling the referee at points as well. I saw photos.
Yeah, but we've done that ourselves, so we can't really argue too much about that one. But the goal is just frightening. I don't know what VAR are thinking in terms of, like they were asking, like they can't see a reason to disallow the goal. Well, I saw possibly 3. Yeah. The ball going out. You can half understand that because we haven't got like the bird's eye view of that. Although it did look out, but can't leave that out.
Can't be proven, I suppose.
Ball comes in. David comes and tries to get it, misses it. But it's an obvious foul.
2 hands in the
on
back.
Gabriel. Yeah, it's such an obvious foul. And then they're saying about the offside. Is he offside when it rebounds off him? The only thing I can say about the offside is if it goes back parallel. Yeah, if he's behind, then he can't be offside.
That's true.
If it's like played forward, then it's different. But not only was it a foul, it could have been a handball.
Yeah,
it was just so obvious, and I can totally understand Mikel's frustrations. After the game. Yeah. Because it's happening too many times, not just for Arsenal, other games.
Liverpool, Tottenham recently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it is so frustrating, and it's happening time after time. And I'm now getting to the point where, and I'm thinking to myself, I really believe that they need ex-players in there because ex-players can see things that they can't. Yeah. They can see whether it's a deliberate foul or whether the guy's play acting, was it over the top? We can tell because we train every day.
Been in the situation.
Been in that situation, not just in games, but in training. The lads see it every day in training. You can tell. You make a tackle, and some of the lads will play act, which they do on match day, but they try and do it in training. Yeah. And the lads are like, "Oh, get up! I hardly touched you." And
see through it.
But they know when they've actually touched them, or when they've meant to do them. I think that would really help VAR in. Just on certain situations, like you look at all the like I watched Match of the Day at the weekend. I was watching Sky Sports. All the ex-players that looked at that goal could find at least one reason why it shouldn't have been allowed. Yeah. At least one reason. Yeah. There was 3.
And then you've got Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville disagreeing, saying that Arteta's just having a whinge and
but that's clickbait. Gary and Jamie, they do that. Gary's normally right most of the time. Jamie loves a little bit of controversy, but it's as soon as I saw it, I was like, the most obvious thing for me was the foul on Gabriel.
Joel Linton with the hands in
Yeah,
the back.
two hands on his back.
Yeah.
You know, and I even heard Martin Keown talking about it on the at the weekend and saying, like, you know, anywhere else on the pitch, that is a foul.
Yeah,
two hands on your back, push
if you reverse it round, that's a striker getting pushed in the back. They'll give a penalty probably.
I know. So I just, you know, for them not,
unfathomable.
That's why that's why it's so frustrating, is that they didn't see that. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's bizarre. But Mikel Arteta came out afterwards, like you said, very strongly worded statement criticising the PGMOL and the way they've used VAR. Arsenal have backed him.
Yeah.
Does he run a risk?
Which I'm really happy to see, actually.
Yeah.
You know, it was great because it was an outburst. It was passion from the manager, which the fans would love to see. And if I was still playing, I would have loved my manager to be like that.
Yeah.
Arsene was like that. You know, obviously he didn't see a lot, but he did see it. But he told everybody he didn't see it. You know, but he was really passionate.
Yeah.
And when you see your manager like that, you know he cares, and he knows and he totally understands what's going on. You know, because like you were saying, there was like 21-year-old players out there, and that was a big man's game. That
really.
You know, it's a really physical. Newcastle are really physical. They're tall, they're aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, they're a good team, and they're a handful, especially at St James's Park.
Yeah.
You know, so Mikel understands, you know, what, and all the preparation that goes into it. You know, it's frustrating. You know, I'm part of like the under-21 coaching and under-18 goalkeeping coaching. And I go in like once a week, and the preparation for every single day is frightening.
Yeah,
it is like there is so much goes on that players don't know. You know, I didn't know that this went on even when I was playing, but now it's like tenfold.
The levels have gone up massively.
And you know, and then for the first team, it's even more. You know, then there's more at stake. Like Mikel says, there's so much at stake here. You know, and you know, you start getting a feeling that the VAR side of it is not up to the level that it should be, and that's exactly what Mikel was trying to get over.
Do you feel, in terms of trying to bring in ex-players, there'll be fans concerned that, you know, there might be a bias element, or a player, if they played for Liverpool, they shouldn't referee but
they do that with referees. You know, first thing they ask referees is, who do you support? You know, or who does your family support? You know, and they can't be involved in those games. You know, they'll be. I think that's the only way to get, especially with a lot of these, you know, like big decisions that are not getting seen by VAR. You know, so that for me that would help a lot.
In terms of Arteta criticising the PGMOL, do you think there's a chance it might come back to haunt him? He might be a marked man now, or it's because it's the same stuff with Klopp, hasn't it? So Klopp's gone after him, so maybe it's a case of
but they're
everyone banding together.
But they're just highlighting mistakes. You know, they're not having a go. You know, okay,
personal, is it?
Yeah, it's not. They're not. It's not like the system, although it might be a little bit, with all the rules and phrases that he put on it, and
it seems to be
all
getting
the
more
paragraphs
convoluted
and
every year.
You know, you know. So, but what they're doing is they're highlighting mistakes. So, like, the more that you highlight mistakes, the more gets said about it, and then hopefully they clean up their act.
Transparency.
And they make sure that they're on it. But I still feel that, you know, you've got to get ex-players in there.